with the Dinky Dino, I've been trying to think of how to strengthen it on the side, and I think I'm overthinking it too much, because once the sides are on, it'll be square. So the 4 mounts, front and rear, I think is plenty. It doesn't need any more to hold it on. So what I was thinking of doing is putting parts on and then running a strip of plastic from the front to rear, and that will help for now to give the strength, and it will be out the way. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lose these side rubbers. I'm just going to take the screws out and refit them on the quick, and they'll be off, and we'll see how it goes. It should be alright, and then we've got other parts to go on which we'll talk about in a minute. Well, that's a lot better. That's all cleared out. We've got an area to work with and decide what's going to go underneath. Now we're going to work on the front piece, and add in a piece front and rear so we can mount onto it. And basically I'll show you one part, because it's going to, like I said, it's designed on a train. I designed on CAD buffer holders, and done little fake nuts and all that, and a centre hooky bit. There's holes in the back to double screw on the buffers too, and that's going to be mounted literally just back from the inside, so it's just slightly under. So I've got to get a piece of plastic welded on, and then some strengtheners, and then we'll drill through and bolt these on. So I'll get the plastic ready and then we'll go from there. Now I've put some mark lines on the base where these strengtheners are going to go in. So what I'm going to do is, well, what I have done is I've set my depth gauge to 3mm so I can tack it in place and work my way across with the plastic weld. Got to be careful with the plastic weld. I have a nasty habit of knocking the bottle over sometimes, and it is really annoying. It can be a pain the first getting it to take, but it will be strong once it's fully welded and cured. This is the thing, is you have to wait for it to cure. Now we've got a second point, we can go halfway. Slight press. And a secondary wipe. We can go to the other end now. Again, just a slight tack on the other end. There we go, with central. And then wipe a bit, and a push, and a wipe. The only hard bit is trying to get it to 90 degrees where we've got it on a... It's not easy to get to. I will stick a couple of squares in. These little squares are really useful. That's holding it at 90 degrees to go off, and that'd be great. Now, to make support strips, what I do is I measure a distance from the height inside. This is the width here, and then I cut diagonal across, and then what we do is we put it in the vise. Sorry you can't see this because no need to see it. You snap it in the vise, and that gives you a triangle. It's slightly off on here, but that doesn't matter because it's the other bit that's going to be put into place, the inner edges. And so once you've done that, to get your second one, you just put the square on and run the knife down and snap it, and then it's ready to be measured again to make your next one. So I'm going to get these welded in this end, and then we'll start drilling. Now with the buffer mounts, originally I made them this big. They were, Daniel, like he said, they were comedy, but they weren't winning it for me. So I went for accurate, which is just a little bit smaller than normal, and it's like, no, it's still not working for me. So it's surprising how many you go through. And I've done this one was pretty good. But again, I wanted it a little bit wider, so I've gone a bit wider. So it is a bit comically in its design. So that was the decision. So this, like I said, this is the finished one. You know, they're over the top, but not too over the top. So now I've got to strip this one down ready to go, and we will fit it. Now the way I fit something like this is where I've got the black backing plate. It's centralised on that. All you've got to do is go through one of the holes. Did that move? Yeah, it did. If you move one, go back, try another one. And if you're happy and it hasn't moved, whack a hole through. Then all you have to do is put a screw through, put a buffer in place and fit the screw. This way you know you've got it secured. And then now it's easy, the other end you can just hold it and drill the first one through. And make sure your finger's clear behind. Just temporarily put one of the screws in. Just push it and it just holds it a little bit better. And then run the second hole. As quick as that. Like I said, that first screw held everything nicely in place. There we go. It will eventually line up. Famous last words, as always. This is the trouble with trying to do it sort of the wrong way round. If that makes sense. I'm going to have to turn it so I can get purchase. And then all you've got to do is remove the first buffer you put on and drill the missing hole. Actually it'll be easier if I take it off. See, that's the great thing about it, like, it puts itself together in a sense. And there we go, one buffer end done. I hope you like it. Right, I'll do the other one off camera as you don't need to see it twice. Now, I had a strip of plastic, well, it was much wider than this, left over from doing the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld it end to end. It doesn't matter if you can see at the ends, because it's all for structure. Or I might take it in a little bit so it sits short. You know what I mean? I'll show this end. If I do it a bit short so it's just inside, that might be better. So I'm going to mark it to that and weld one on at a time and leave it for an hour, and then come in and swap it around, do the second side. That's why I've got loads of clamps ready. And I'm doing it on the edge of my mat because it is flat. And we should hopefully have this back on, and it will complete this sort of stage of strengthening the chassis and getting the buffer ends on. We got a lot done in this video. There we go, the extra plastic is added and it does make a difference. See, not so wobbly now. And once the sides are on, that will be a rigid side structure. And like I said, the buffers are on now, front and rear. I hope you like them, and like I said, it will line up with the body above and give that look of what the T-Rex has. But this completes the Dinky Dino for now.